prosperity and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. Honorable members, let's go to the agenda. Our agenda today is to consider the report of the Auditor General on Trans Nzoia County Executive and the receipt of revenue statement for the financial years 2023-2024 with specific focus on implementation of the resolutions of the Senate. Could I get a proposer?
Chair, I propose.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. Thank you, Senator Gataya. We'll quickly do a round of introduction of members of Senate present. We'll start from Senior Counsel.
Yes, my name is Okongo Mogeni, Senator of Nyamira and a member of this committee.
Thank you, Chair. Cherargei, this is my name, Senator of the Republic of Kenya from Nandi County and a member of this committee.
Chair, Governor, good afternoon. My name is Edwin Sifuna, Senator Nairobi, member of this committee. In the morning, Chair, we had cousins. I want to confirm that these are now my brothers. From the village, welcome to Nairobi.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mwanda Gataya, Narakaniti, member of this committee.
Yeah, good afternoon all. My name is Jones Maruma. I'm the Senator representing Taita Taveta, Vice Chair to this committee.
I'm Lelekwe, Senator for Samburu, a member of the committee.
And I'm Moses Otieno Kajwang, Senator from Homa Bay. I chair the committee. Clerks.
Good afternoon. My name is George Otieno, Committee Clerk.
Kibet Kevin, Committee Clerk.
John Mahinda, Research.
Malcolm Gugi, Legal Counsel.
Joseph Otieno, Audio and Answered.
John Chege, Sergeant at Arms.
That's all from us, Chair, this afternoon. Thank you. The OAG.
Chairman and Committee, I'm Patrick Muruki, the Liaison Officer from the Office of the Auditor General.
Chair, I'm Bernard Maina, Deputy Director of Audit, Kitare Regional Office. Thank you.
Chairman.
OAG, you're welcome. We go to the National Treasury.
Edith Nkanata from the National Treasury.
Karibu, EACC.
Patricia Chebet, Liaison from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission.
Karibu, Control of Budget.
Thank you, Chair. Gilbert Gachanja from Control of Budget Office.
You're welcome. Clerk, did we invite the County Assembly of Trans Nzoia?
Yes, Chair, we did, but they are not present this afternoon. We have no word from them.
Okay, we shall proceed with the Executive. Governor, Trans Nzoia County, please go on record.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, my name is George Natembeya, the Governor for Trans Nzoia.
The team that you came with, they could introduce themselves, your name and what you do in the county.
Yeah, you can proceed from here.
Honorable Chair and members, I'm Wanjala Pepela. I'm the CEC Finance and Economic Planning.
Honorable Chair and honorable members, my name is Tofosa Mary, County Secretary.
My name is Walioli Waboba, the County Attorney. Honorable Chair members, my name is Peter Awamoto, Chair, County Public Service Board.
Chair, my name is Philip Captain, Chief Officer in the Department of Public Service Management and Governance.
Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators, my name is Patrick Gasheru, CC in charge of Trade and Industrialization. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, my name is Emmanuel Omala, Personal Assistant.
Honorable Chair and members, my name is Dr. Sialo Felix, Director of Communication.
Honorable Chair, members, my name is Collins Wana, Chief Protocol Officer.
Honorable Chair, my name is Joseph Wasike, CEO ROTS.
Honorable Chair, my name is Jane Rose Mutama, the CC Education and Vocational Training.
Honorable Chair and members, my name is Chanel Kitoni, CEC in charge of Roads, Public Works, Energy and Infrastructure, as well as Gender, Sports, Youth, Culture and Tourism.
Honorable Chair and members, my name is Hatun Defanis Naliaka, CCM in charge of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, Cooperative Development. Thank you.
Honorable Chair and honorable members, my name is Sam Ojuang,
the County Executive Committee member for Health Services, Sanitation, Public Service Management and Governance. Thank you.
Fine. Now that we have everybody in the room having introduced themselves, we'll proceed to the next order, which is administration of oath.
I, George Natembeya, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Next, we shall table your written responses.
Tabling of documents by the County Executive. Mr. Chairman, sir, I hereby table the following documents before this committee. Management responses and accompanying annexes for the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the report of the Auditor General on audited financial statements for the County Executive of the County Government of Trans Nzoia for the financial year 2023-2024.
Okay, Auditor General, the expectation is that whatever has been tabled ought to have been circulated to you in good time for you to be able to analyze and guide the committee. Could you let us know your state of readiness?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I can confirm that we have received the responses for the Trans Nzoia County Executive. Today, the hard copies we have received today, and the soft copies we received yesterday in the evening. Thank you, Chair.
Well, come again. You received today and?
I have received the hard copies today, but I received the soft copies yesterday in the evening.
Clerk of the Senate, what were our instructions to Trans Nzoia?
Mr. Chairman, the entity was supposed to submit the documents on or before 10th of June 2025.
Was that yesterday?
No.
So on the part, so the OAG says they received some documents today and yesterday. What about on the part of the Senate?
We received the soft copies on the 11th, that's Wednesday, 11th June, and the hard copies today.
And are the hard copies the same as the soft copy in terms of content?
No, they have amended the ones submitted today.
Governor, what do you have to say to that?
Mr. Chairman, I want to confirm that we submitted the documents as guided 7 days before appearance, which was on 10th. Maybe they were received on 11th. But of course, thereafter, if we get information that we think is relevant, I think we are allowed to remove the document. I don't think there is very, very major variance between what was initially submitted and what we submitted yesterday.
Governor, Parliament is a house of record, and this exercise is an exercise of evidence. We sit here as a quasi-court with the powers of the High Court with necessary amendments. And you would know, perhaps, that even if you took the laws of evidence, even if you didn't take them very strictly, but you cannot bring evidence before this committee on the day of a meeting. There is a reason why we require you to send the records to the Auditor General and to the Senate well in advance. The Auditor General does an analysis and advises this committee. The Clerk of the Senate sends the reports to the Parliamentary Budget Office, who are able to analyze and advise the committee. If that is not done in time, then this committee ends up being the auditors. We are not auditors. We are overseers. We take a pragmatic view of issues, and we take technical advice from the OAG. We take technical advice from the Parliamentary Budget Office. So I must correct your impression that it is okay to keep amending the document as you come across new information. Indeed, we should not even be asking for additional information outside the audit cycle. And that is why the focus of this meeting was on implementation of our recommendations. But in the case where the Auditor General tells us that they received documents in the morning and in the evening yesterday, that becomes untenable. So I will repeat this question again. OAG, under those circumstances, do you feel sufficiently armed to be able to prosecute and guide the committee today?
Thank you, Chairman. We received a soft copy through email to the officers on the ground. Yesterday, the Deputy Director yesterday in the evening also received an amended copy, an improved version of this document in the evening. So this morning is when he got his hard copy. The Deputy Director had already traveled from Kakamega, where we are stationed, to Nairobi. So, Chairman, we have not tested this record or this document given to us with the primary records within the county government. Chairman, it will be impossible for us to proceed in those circumstances.
Now, Governor, from where I sit, I believe you are the Governor of Trans Nzoia, because you have not been brought to the Senate for removal by impeachment, and have not heard of your resignation as Governor. You therefore take responsibility. Are you not seeing a problem with the situation we find ourselves in?
Chair, if the auditors not looked at the responses, of course there must be a problem. Because then how is he going to guide if he has not looked at the report?
Do you see the problem being the auditor or the problem being your officers?
The problem emanates from my office, because if they didn't submit the documents on time, then of course the problem is in Kitale, not Kakamega.
Yeah, that's what we need to focus on, the administrative action that you must take. Because you have spent public resources to come here. These senators have dedicated time to be here. We were ready to proceed. I don't think we had any reservations about going on, because as I said, and I will repeat, that you are still the Governor of Trans Nzoia, whether you're operating from an office in town or an office in the village. So we expect you to be accountable and to respond to the issues raised by the Auditor General. But if your officers cannot do the simple things like sending responses to the Auditor General on time, then the problem is with you. The problem is not on any of the parties on this table. Now, honorable members, we had agreed that if it is confirmed that there was delayed submission of documents, then really there's nothing we can do at this point. Is there any other matter beyond that?
Governor, you know, we got very interesting news from the courts that you are not to access your office. Does that extend to members of your cabinet and members of your office?
No.
Or what difficulty are you facing? Because we don't understand why the office cannot continue running even in your absence. And by the way, you need to tell us what subsequent steps have been taken by EACC after that dramatic raid on your office and home. We have our friend from EACC, she's called Patricia, she's looking at me suspiciously. I just want to know, Governor, have you been charged formally?
I was taken to court and charged formally. The matter is before court now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I address us about access to office.
Of course.
Do your officers have access to the offices?
One of the conditions I was given when I applied for bond was that I should not access my office for 60 days.
Yes.
And my office, like a command post, that's where the government services of Trans Nzoia County are coordinated from. So if you are not there, you run into hiccups like these ones. Because you're all over the place, you're in Kimini, you're in the best. sometimes you need to consult the offices. Documents have come to the office, you can't have access to them. So really, I'm not expected to be at my best when I'm not operating from my...
When do those 60 days lapse?
It was from, was it on 19th? From 19th of last month. Yeah.
Of April?
Yes, of May.
Of May?
So 60 days, it should be 19th of July.
Yeah, but I think I would be making a factual statement by saying that you still are the governor of Trans Nzoia. Is that not the case?
I'm the governor of Trans Nzoia.
So any other thing, because even what Senator Sifuna is referring to is not something that has been brought to attention formally. We are not usually persuaded by newspaper articles, even though we can take judicial notice. Therefore, whether you're operating in an office in Kitale or operating from your liaison office in Nairobi, you are still the CEO, you are still the captain of the team, and we would expect that your team would respond and would provide documentation and play their respective roles, irrespective of where you are sitting.
Chairman, if you are a captain of a football team, however good you are, and then they tie your hands behind your back, and the fans and the coach and the manager still expect you to score the 3 goals that you always score, is that a reasonable expectation?
Do you keep records in the governor's office?
We do. All correspondences land to the governor's office. The governor's office means the county secretary, myself, and we give guidance.
Do you keep financial records in the governor's office?
No.
So the conversation we are having is on financial records.
Yes.
Shouldn't they be availed, whether you are sitting in that office or not?
Mr. Chairman, this is the reason why a governor is here. Because if you go that direction, then I'll be saying, I don't handle finance, why am I here? It goes with ultimate respect.
Governor, you are not getting my point. And if you take that route, we are going to get into problems that we don't want to get into. There has been a view that under the circumstances that Senator Sifuna has alluded to, which again I've said is not formally before us, that we should not even entertain you before any committee of the Senate. We have taken the view that unless you are removed by the Senate or removed by any other proceedings, you are still the governor of Trans Nzoia. Now, if you want to argue with that, then you can argue with that. Because the other view would have been to say that we don't want to see you until the court is done with you. So, because I could see you were taking a direction that was going to put us into arguments. But we have taken the view that everyday money is being spent in that county, and until you are removed by Parliament or until you are removed by any other process, you will be the one to respond as the CEO. What I'm trying to emphasize, which perhaps you're not seeing, is that in whatever state you are in, you still have the power to whip your team and to demand performance out of them. The failure to bring these documents on time cannot be tied to your being not in office, because the rest of the officers are in office. So I'm just trying to tell you, go back and whip people into line. This is a waste of public resources for us to come to Nairobi and to abort a meeting simply because your officers did not do what they expected to do. I hope tunasikizana up to that point.
Mr. Chairman, I already admitted to the act of omission or commission. I already admitted to it. And I never gave any excuses whatsoever. The issue of a court case was not raised by myself. I just admitted that we have not brought the documents on time, and therefore the Auditor General does not have sufficient time to look at the documents. I have not given any excuses. I'm just admitted that we did not provide the documents in due time.
Senator Cherargei?
Yeah, Chair, I think Governor is on oath, and he has confirmed that he cannot access his office because of the court's direction. One, Governor, you should provide a copy of the court order. Number two, the information some of us have is that you have been operating from sub-county offices, which I want to presume the offices where you discharge your duties. Even on a number of occasions, we have seen you in a company of a priest blessing a number of those offices in Cherargei and other parts. So when you say you don't access your office, is it only Kitale office, which is the headquarters of Trans Nzoia, or any other office, including your liaison office in Nairobi? Because it doesn't in any way hamper your provision of documentation.
Information as a committee.
What's your point of order, Senator Betai?
Do we require that kind of information as a committee? Is that matter before us?
You know, Chair, for me, I'm a bit sympathetic because I've been thrown out of my office before. Very famously, you remember, the Speaker kicked me out of Parliament for 3 days. And they even threw out my staff. I didn't know that when in the Senate, when you are thrown out, even your staff are thrown out. And they locked the office. Honorable, yes. So that's the reason why I was asking that question. Maybe the tradition is different. But you can see the sort of encumbrance it places on someone.
But
Chair, you
didn't get my question.
But Chair, you made a ruling.
My question is simple. The governor has said who is on oath that he cannot access his office. But the question you ask him, which office? Is it Kitale office or any other? Because the information we have is operating from other sub-county offices. So where is, that is just, I wanted that clarification.
Okay. Senator Omogen?
Yes, Chair. You know, I'm just wondering. I want to understand where EACC is coming from. You have told Governor Natembeya not to step into his office. He is telling us this afternoon he is able to meet his CEC, prepare reports, and appear before this committee, Chair. You know, we are the defenders of devolution. I would want us to take this matter further. I will request, Chair, with your permission, I'd like to see the orders that were issued by the court tabled, because I believe Judge Natembeya is on oath. Please see the orders that were issued by the court and how they were worded.
Correct.
And let's see the charge sheet also. We see the gravity of the charges that he was facing. And Chair, I'm speaking as a lawyer who has acted for number two in command in the other arm of government. When the DCJ was charged in court with a corruption case, and even my friend here, Cherargei, I acted for Cherargei, I acted for Mwilu.
What were the charges?
And,
I'm not on
I'm saying this on a very serious note. None of those very senior Kenyans were barred from their offices. So we also need to interrogate this matter further, because we live in a country where one could easily abuse court process for ulterior motives. So let's seize this moment to just look at these orders that were issued by the court and how they were worded. And if possible, let's also hear from the governor whether those orders are impeding him from discharging the functions of his office. Because you have said very clearly that to the people of Kenya, to the people of Trans Nzoia, the person they know as their governor remains Judge Natembeya. So could you request that that order be tabled before us, together with charge sheet, for purposes of interrogating whether that's one way of interfering with the devolution. Remember, we had our president and deputy president charged before ICC, but they continued being president and deputy president of the Republic of Kenya.
I'm going to give directions. I remember, gentlemen, it's already 4 o'clock. We had our internal agreement. Governor, unless there's something you want to say at this point, because I'll need to give directions on how we are proceeding. If only if necessary.
I just want to confirm with this committee that I'm bearing my legal burdens with grace, because I know where they're coming from. And I know there are people even who don't want me to step in Trans Nzoia. I don't know, for whatever reasons. It's politics, and I'm a politician. And of course, if you need the charge sheet, a copy of the charge sheet, can have it availed even now on soft, and even the court ruling on bail application. I can avail it on my phone. You look at it and you'll just see where this is coming from and where it's going.
I think, let me give directions. There are three distinct things here. There is the politics, which we shall not allow into this meeting and into this session. There is justice, which is perhaps what Senator Kongo Mogeni is asking for. And maybe this will not be the first and last situation. It would be useful for us as a Senate to take a position that will guide with people in this situation. I think, members, what we've been confronted with before is a case of a governor who's been impeached by the Senate but has been rescued by the courts. And so the question has been, would such a person still appear before committees of the Senate? I think that we have dealt with in the case of Wambora, in the case of Kawira, but I think your situation could be similar to the situation of Moses Lenol Kulal of Samburu. So from the justice perspective, Senior Counsel, I think this is a matter that we can find a way of interfacing with the legal committee, and that is where now the orders can be scrutinized. This committee deals with the third element, which is accountability. Whether you're in office or not, public funds are being spent. Whether you're in office or not, these senators are voting to allow more money to come to Trans Nzoia, and we must ask those accountability questions. We were ready to do so, but the Auditor General has received the documents late. We must reprimand you and your officers for that delay, and I think we've already agreed on that. This meeting, therefore, will not proceed because if we want to deal with accountability, we can't do it in the absence of the Auditor General. And if we are not careful and if we proceed, we'll get into the realm of politics, which I do not want to get into. We'll then adjourn this meeting. We shall give notice of the next date of meeting. And please, Governor, make sure that when we give notice of the next date of meeting, your people are whipped in line and that we don't have a repeat of this situation. This meeting is therefore adjourned. Members of the Senate, we will, and Secretary.